Hi, Scripties. Welcome to season 2, episode 10 of Scripts and Screens. I'm Ashana Robinson.
And I'm Imani Nicole.
So, Imani, what's new?
Okay, it's been confirmed that there's going to be a Happy Gilmore 2. The
Okay.
original film came out in 1996 when we were 2 years old. And I know we had just talked about Travis Kelsey in Loose Cannons.
Mhm.
And it's been confirmed that he's actually going to be in Happy Gilmore 2. So I don't know if that's like the comedy that was referring to, or two completely separate different films, because I don't know if like Loose Cannons is something that, because I know Happy Madison is Adam Sandler's, but
Right.
a lot of companies work together, so I don't know if that's the comedy that you were referring to is this. Are you excited about this?
Yes. This is probably the most, out of everything that you have said, like this season about what's coming out, I think this is what's gotten me the most excited. Because I really do love
Yeah,
Adam Sandler. I
me
love a good
too.
laugh. But of course, since it did come out in 96, and I probably watched it, I'm sure I did not watch it in 96, but it's been so long since I saw the original.
Me
So I'm going to
too.
have to go back and watch it. But Travis Kelsey securing that acting bag is actually very smart for him. Like, I thought about it after we talked about it
Hmm.
last week. Slowly transitioning into acting is very forward thinking of him because he can't play football forever, but he
Right.
can act forever. So I'm excited for him. I hope he's decent.
Yeah, me
We'll
too.
see.
I also they have acting coaches for, so we'll
True.
see. I'm excited too. I love 98% of Adam Sandler movies. I think there's maybe been like
Mm-hmm.
one or two. I'm not crazy about Grown Ups, but it has like three. So plenty of people out there clearly crazy about it. And like,
Oh,
don't
we
mess
can
with the
slip grown ups in
Zohan.
there.
Yeah, and don't mess with the Zohan.
Oh
That could
yeah.
have never been made, and I would have been okay. But him and Vince Vaughn are my absolute freaking favorites. So
Mm-hmm.
anything that they do and I'm always down, and they'll always get my coin.
Mm-hmm.
So moving into our viewer listener recommended watch this week.
Yes. Okay. So our viewer recommended watch was actually House of Dragons, and it was recommended by Alex, whose Instagram is AGG_010. So this prequel is set 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones, telling the story of the Targaryen Civil War with King Viserys Targaryen's children battling for control of the throne. It was rated 87% on Rotten Tomatoes and 8.4 out of 10 on IMDb. This is another show that I did not plan on watching at all, if
Me
I'm being
either.
honest, because I thought I was too far behind because I had
Me
never seen a
too.
single episode of Game of Thrones. So when I knew that this was like associated with Game of Thrones, I was like, well, whatever. But being that it was a prequel, we could watch and not have to watch Game of Thrones.
Hmm.
And I'm glad we watched it because I really enjoyed this. And I feel like so
Yes.
much can be said about this show, but we don't have the time. Um,
Hmm.
I did have to remember, like, keep in my head, like, the time period because the incest and the traditions was just, I don't know. It's never going to be make me feel comfortable, but like, I'm trying to keep in my head, like, all
Yeah.
right, this is what they
But the
did.
incest seemed like it wasn't okay though. Like the brother was not with the shits.
True. Yeah. When he found out
Yeah.
about Damon trying to, yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
no. Because they grew up together. It's not like they
Yeah,
were,
it was very weird. That threw me off. Threw me
yes,
for a
yes.
freaking loop.
But what was funny is like I'm sitting here, I'm watching it, and I'm seeing like these castle and these
Hmm.
dragons. But the thing that really made me go like, "Oh, this is fantasy," is when Rhaenyra's mom told her to take a bath because she smelled like a dragon, and I'm like, "Nope, this ain't real. These are the same people that gave us the Black Plague. This is not real. She would never have told her to take a bath because she smelled like a dragon." Um, but let's talk about Rhaenyra. What do you think of her, and is she a villain in your eyes? I started out really liking her, but I
Hmm.
had to sit back and think about all the people that had died and been maimed due to her bastard children. But even
Hmm.
after that, there are so many villains in the show. Rhaenyra is good in my book, but overall,
Hmm.
Princess Rhaenys is probably my favorite character.
Okay, I do love me some Princess Rhaenys. I love the names in
Mm-hmm.
this. I was over here like, am I
Oh
gonna name
yes.
my child Rhaenyra?
Look,
Like
you know what? And I
Rhaenys?
haven't.
Like they're
Yes,
hitting.
right. And I feel like everybody's thinking the same thing because I literally
Yeah,
put on
they
Facebook,
are.
if Avery has a sister, she's probably gonna be named Princess Rhaenyra and Rhaenys.
No, literally, like I was like, the names are
They
hitting
are.
in this
They are.
show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny because like Princess Rhaenyra is my favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
And the comment that you made about all the people that had died and been maimed to her bastard children. I mean, it's for that time it was crazy, but just think about it. That was a thing here, like 80. of the population would be dead.
Yes.
But I really like her. I think she's better than Alicent. I think Alicent is such a villain in my eyes.
Bitch.
I feel like with Rhaenyra, there's reasoning behind every lie and the things she does. When you think about it, like I feel like Rhaenyra would have been cool dying a virgin. Like it was everybody else who was pushing her to choose a man. Her dad,
Yeah.
Alicent, and she, and then she's molested by her uncle. So I feel like that was very confusing for her. And then Sir Christian, I'm missing a part of his name, but Sir Christian Cole. If you think about it too, before like they kept pushing her to find a husband, he was like flirting with her when he was like, "With the dear princess, grant me grace," or whatever, when they were doing the tournament.
I honestly thought she was gonna try to pick him as her husband, but he's not
Me
like
too.
noble enough.
Yeah, he's not a
But
yeah. But he was already plotting too on a little ass girl. So I just think she was a product of her environment. And she had to do what she had to do. But I'm gonna need her to stop swearing on dead people's lives and lying and like doing it so straight faced. And then once Aemon, Alicent's son, killed her son Lucerys, it just made me more team her. Like to me, it's obvious she should sit the throne over Aegon. Like it's blatantly obvious that a woman should be running it over a child.
Aegon is a mess, but yeah, I definitely agree. See, Aemon and Daemon are both really scary to me. I don't know if it's that square jaw with that ice blonde half up, half down. I don't know, but I just every time I see them on my screen, they give me chills because I feel like either of them will do anything at any time, and then they have these straight faces,
impulsive,
like, and you don't even know what they're thinking. Like,
that's true.
I don't know. And then last episode we did discuss dating a brother and uncle behind a friend's back. So how did you feel about Alicent and King Viserys situation?
Alicent is dead wrong. I think Alicent is so evil deep down. Like she kept all them secret rendezvous from Rhaenyra, but wanted Rhaenyra to tell her the truth when she stepped outside of the castle. Like, please be for real. You were meeting with this girl's father, helping fix his broken statues. Like Alicent to me is just like full of shit. But I just, I just feel like, how they be like, Carisha, please. It's like, Alicent, please. Like, that is literally how I felt every time she hit my damn screen. I think she's just as bad. I just think nobody was checking for her. But I feel like if she was in the position where men were actually checking for her, she would have threw that cat way earlier than she did. And it wouldn't have had to be to somebody's daddy. And especially not your best friend's dad. But I think that she is just the biggest hypocrite, a walking contradiction. And it's just like from wanting to punish a child for the actions of an adult, like that didn't make sense to me. Keeping the knight around or Sir Christian Cole for her benefit when he was literally ready to kill himself. And she's like, oh wait, Sir Christian Cole. I just can't. And then like having Rhaenyra's baby daddy killed by accident. But she didn't come through with the truth. It's like you keep saying you hope that things that'll come around due to you being so like truthful and noble. Girl, nothing about you is truthful and noble. So like Rhaenyra said, the cloak dirty as hell. And I can see why they were besties because they have very similar habits and attributes. I just feel like Rhaenyra really had no choice, where Alicent had every choice and her family wanted to gain. So they did what fit best for their situation.
Yeah, Alicent would have had to see me. Like, I understand her dad, Otto, was like pushing her to seduce the king, but she could at least give Rhaenyra a heads up, like, hey, my dad's trying to get me to seduce your daddy so I can have a royal title. Like, she could have said something.
Right. But it just told him, like, I've been meeting with your dad.
Right.
We hang out sometimes.
This might be like a way off, but it's giving Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian. Like, you know how Kim was like Paris's assistant for all those years, like the second, and then now it's like Kim kind of got this.
Yeah, it's done a flip.
Does everything to keep themselves relevant and powerful. Like that's given to me. Like,
yeah, it has done like a flip.
Yeah, you were literally my
you
friend.
Used another family's position. Yes, I never thought about that, but that makes perfect sense.
That's definitely what it's giving. And then the whole green dress thing. Did you peep that?
No, what's up with the green dress?
Okay, so after
I always miss the little details.
It's okay. It's all right. That's why we here. We're working as a team. But okay, so when she realized she didn't like Rhaenyra anymore like that, she showed up
Mm-hmm.
to like that dinner rehearsal wearing that green dress where everybody was watching her. And then one of the men in the audience told another man, "Do you know what it means when the beacon of Hightower beams green? It means war." So Alicent's maiden name was
Mm.
Hightower. So
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
wearing
yeah.
green. And then if you notice, she never stops wearing green the
Yeah,
rest
she
of
wears
each
green the
season.
whole time.
Every
Yeah.
day. So that was
So her
like
ass
as her
want
statement.
war.
Mm-hmm.
She's the problem.
Yeah. So yeah, that was some foreshadowing of what was going to come for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of Viserys, I feel like I'm saying his name wrong.
You said it right the first time, but now you got me. You said it right when you first talked about the
Viserys?
show,
Girl,
the
I don't know.
series. I don't know. You said it right the first time though. Now
Okay,
I
y'all
don't know
know
how
who
to
I'm
say
talking about, the old king.
the series.
But like, I think
The
what
series, I think. I don't know though.
I was feeling like you felt what Carrie, German Allen White's character in Ironclaw. Like, I just knew he
Yes.
was dead. Every time they skipped 10 years, I'm like, all right, damn, Viserys done died. But no, here he go, withering away, looking worse and worse and
Oh,
worse.
literally.
And it seemed like everybody aged
Literally.
but Damon. Did you notice that? Damon did not age at
Yeah,
all.
Damon, then yeah. And like when I Googled him, his thumbnail, I mean, I don't know if that's just a picture Google pic. I didn't do a deep dive, but
Mm-hmm.
if they didn't, then there's not a lot of makeup or additions to him. That's what he
Oh, that's
looks
his
like in real
face. Like, he
life.
really
Yeah.
looks
Yeah.
scary. Mm.
Yo, not scary.
He do. I swear, him and
Yeah,
Aemon, they scare
yeah,
me.
they can, and then especially when he snatched Rhaenyra up by that throat, I said, "Oh,
Yeah, she
whoa."
won't. She won't ready for that. She was not ready
Which
for
is
that.
so crazy because it's so opposite of how he was when she was like, "If you want the throne, you have to kill me right now because I'm the heir." And that man
Mm-hmm.
turned right around and marched right back up that hill.
I like their dynamic
Mm.
better when it was that. Not.
When it was
Oh.
uncle and niece, not
Yeah.
let's make the bloodline pure. One thing this series really did to me was make me reconsider childbirth. I've been cringing every time because they were acting their ass off. You couldn't
Mm-hmm.
convince me that Rhaenyra wasn't in pain pushing that
Oh
damn
yeah.
baby out.
Oh yeah.
And I also want to know why they kept doing C-sections when neither party ever survived. I mean, I
I
know they
know.
probably had to do that because once the baby dies, you have to get it out because those dead tissues will, you know what I mean? You can't have
Right.
a dead carcass in your body.
Right.
But since you've been through childbirth, I need to know. I need straight up, real answer, 1 to 10, how bad? And then also, like, why are we? I guess they didn't know this back then, but why didn't we not just do the pull-out method?
Right. I was thinking that
It seemed like the
too.
perfect solution. Like, I was
Mm-hmm.
real confused.
Yes. No, okay, 1 to 10, it's been damn near 10 years. But I mean, of course, we have medicines and
Yes, they were doing this cold turkey. Well, they
yeah,
had the poppy seed. I mean, they had some things going on, but it's nothing like the epidural and things that we have
right.
nowadays.
I mean, it's bad, but clearly it's not bad enough for other people to don't keep doing it multiple times. Like, you know what I'm
No,
saying? Like,
literally, some people do it 8 times. Can you
yeah,
imagine?
no. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's bad, but I just really feel like they weren't, because just medical advancements hadn't been made. They probably weren't making the
Yeah.
mothers as comfortable as they could be. But yeah, you were right. Like
Yeah.
even what Princess Lena said, she'd rather kill herself, suicide by dragon, than try to push out this baby, which
Is
crazy.
crazy.
Just
Yeah, burning to
crazy.
death is wild.
Yes, by a dragon too. Like what? But yes, I agreed too about nobody was pulling out. Like folks were literally getting pregnant after every interaction. But I
Yes.
wanted to know what was in that tea, that plan B tea is what I call it.
No,
They kept giving out.
was. When I forget they called the maestro,
The maestro, yes.
the maestro brought that tea.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, just to
And
be
they kept
sure.
that tea on deck.
And they're like, just
Too.
to be sure. And I kept trying to think about it because I guess I'm thinking about it from like a healthcare standpoint of like, what is I guess the tea is like you said, delaying ovulation. But I'm just like, I'm just trying to figure out how a tea could do that.
Like, is
And I'm
it
trying
a
to figure out
pill in like liquid form?
why we don't have it in 2024.
Right.
The ladies want liquid contraception. The ladies want a nice glass of tea and to go to bed. Like,
oh wait, they said now you're gonna take this little pill.
right. I think someone really appreciated tea. We need options. So one of you big pharma companies hop on that and make some
Yeah.
some Plan B tea.
Some Plan B tea. It's classier. instead of getting a plan B. Just
Right.
have them brew me up some nice
Drinking your
tea and
tea.
bring it, and I can drink it in my pajamas and go right on to bed.
Exactly. I'm weak. Okay, so now at
Mhm.
that last kind of not last it might have been last episode, I can't remember. But
Mhm.
where Viserys is telling Alicent about what he saw, fire and ice, blah 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 blah, and basically gave Alicent the impression that he really wanted Aegon to sit the Iron Throne.
Right.
Do you think that's what he really said in his last breaths, or what do you think that he was just so sick that he was just kind of saying anything? And I also want to say, if I'm ever like Viserys, go ahead and poison me,
Yeah.
let me go.
You look
Do not keep me
terrible.
living, because this man was withering away half the season. And if you
Mhm.
got to soak my hand in maggots, Lord, it's my time. Take
Yeah.
me. I'm ready to be with you, because there's
Yeah.
no way. When that man had his hand in maggots, I
Yeah.
was done. I was done.
Yeah. That's a good question. I was thinking about that too, but I don't know if you peeped too. Also, in one episode, he accidentally called Alicent Emma, his old wife's name.
Mm.
So I think like his mind was going with his body, but then too is like, if you really felt that way, why would you tell me on your deathbed with no witnesses? Like,
Yeah,
it's
it
not
made no
helping my case. And
sense.
even Lord Beesbury, before he was murdered by, I call him the OG crash out, Sir Kristen, because Christian was ready
Yeah,
to crash
Christian.
out.
Yeah, he's having a serious crash out,
Yeah, the
and
OG
it's only
Christian.
getting worse. I already started season 2, and this man's
Really?
really crashing out.
Yeah, I heard. I heard. So yeah, so before he was killed by Sir Christian, he was like, why would he say that to the child's mother? Like, I've known Viserys longer than everybody at this table. Like, that doesn't sound like
No,
something
for
he'd
real.
do.
Yeah, and he had so many opportunities when he brought his family all together. Like, you had so many
Right.
times, especially when Rhaenyra was like, "You caused strife. Like, you're dividing the household by making me
Mm-hmm.
the heir. Like, I don't even know if it's worth the burden." And she's like, "And if
Mm-hmm.
it's worth the burden, then help me. Like, side with me. Like, do something." And
Right.
that's when he did. So I was confused as hell.
Yeah, I was confused. And then it probably is like, okay, well, since he knows that people probably won't believe her because she's the only witness, is he like just saying that
Yeah,
his
so that he
last
can
like
be,
thing,
yeah,
before he
peace.
dies? I
Yeah,
don't know, but it just did not make sense to me because it's literally that's the battle they've been fighting this whole
yeah.
thing since Rhaenyra was 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on now. Um, but I know you said that you believe that Rhaenyra will overthrow Aegon, but what other
Mm-hmm.
predictions do you have for season 2 before we watched?
I haven't given it much thought. But since I started season 2, I'm already kind of like, I've already started. So I'm on like
Mhm.
episode 3. I'm still early. But I don't really know. I think Rhaenyra is gonna sit the throne. And I
Mhm.
think that Alicent and Sir Christian, I'm thinking possibly a baby. I don't know if that happens or not.
Ooh.
But that's what I think. I think she's gonna get pregnant. And it's like, girl, you did all that for what?
Right. To
And
be in the
dishonored
same
your
boat.
family to be doing, yeah, like, please be for real.
Mm.
So I just feel like it's gonna get really bad. The war is gonna get really bad, but I do think Rhaenyra is gonna come out on top because I just feel like she's just the nicer person. Like, I don't know. Unless they're just
Mhm.
doing that, painting her, like, we'll see. But I feel like they gave you everything to make it seem like Rhaenyra is a bad person, but she really isn't, because she could have raised war when they killed her son, and like, she's preparing, but she hasn't like been the one to like just set it off. What
Right.
do you think will happen season 2?
Now that you said that about Sir Kristen and Allison, that's because what she said, the feelings you have for me as your queen, knowing that man got feelings for her more than just as a queen. And then like
He
the
like
other guy,
anybody. I'm
he does.
convinced.
I think he likes anybody, any woman with a little power. And then that other
Yes.
man, that weird Rhaenyra's baby daddy's brother, Sir Laris, the one with the hurt foot that was like masturbating
Oh
to her feet.
yes. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold
You getting
on.
them confused? Who you getting confused?
No, that guy that be limping, I didn't know he was related to Rhaenyra's husband. I didn't know that was Rhaenyra's husband's brother. I thought he was somebody else's,
No, no,
kin to someone
he's
else.
her baby daddy's brother. So the one that
Rhaenyra's baby daddy brother?
mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I thought
Yeah,
he
because
was
remember
related to
he was
somebody
like,
else.
because remember their dad was the hand, and he was trying to basically quit because he was like,
Yeah.
my son has put a cloud. And then she went
Yeah.
back, Alicent went back and was like, basically talking to him, and he was like, well, he must not have told him of our brother's true transgressions or your dad would have let him basically would have let him quit.
I
Yeah,
don't
so
know why I
that
knew he was related to somebody, but I didn't think it was him. And
yeah,
I was really upset when he died. I liked him. That was an honorable night. I don't care about what they say back in the day about what he did.
right,
You wasn't about to beat his kids up. I know that's right.
right,
You over here trying to take advantage of these kids, and you big as hell.
right. But I don't know. I think something now that you bring it up, I think something is going to go with Alicent being romantically involved with either one of the two. I hope it's not Lyris because he's or Lyris, however, whatever his name is, the man with the lip.
Who?
The man
Oh
with the
yeah,
lip.
I hope not. That's hitting rock bottom.
Yeah, she already
Yeah, I
let
hope
him
not.
masturbate to her feet.
I
Information that is just.
know, and that was throwing me off too. And
hmm
that's what I'm saying. Like she be doing I don't feel like Rhaenyra would get down like that.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
But I
like
do think
Alicent,
Rhaenyra is coming for
please.
blood now because I think she initially wanted to rule peacefully, but after the death of her
Hmm.
son, I think she's looking for Alicent's head. And then Damon, he stayed ready for war, so all she gotta say
He's
is
always
go.
ready.
Yeah, so he gonna be on
He been
go.
itching. He itching to
hmm
fight.
hmm But I hope that Princess Rhaenys and Lord Corlys, her husband, will finally be rewarded for their loyalty because I feel like they've suffered enough
Yes.
with losing their children.
Yes.
And
Because my mouth dropped when she brought that dragon in and aired them all out. I
I
said,
was like, yes. And I was waiting on her to do stuff. And I did speak with Alex about this. And he was like, no, because she told Rhaenyra, like, that's your fight to fight. Like, I'm not about to start
yeah.
war on your
Yeah. Like you're
behalf.
I'm on your side, but like I'm not the queen. That's not
hmm
my call.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I was so glad when she did that. I'm like, you gotta let them know
Yeah.
who you are. Remind
Yeah.
them of who they messing with because they done lost their
Yeah.
minds.
Yeah. And they've been through the ringer. They really
hmm
have.
hmm
So yeah, I agree. It's their time to shine.
Yeah, I'm excited for season 2.
Yes, I am too. After I watch Deliverance tonight,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna pick back up on the on House of Dragon 2,
hmm
season 2. Which we have
Okay.
time because I think they said season 3 is not coming out for like 2 years or
Yeah,
something. I don't think.
2026.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
Absolutely
Okay,
ridiculous.
moving on to our first plot and pop pick, Jackpot, which
hmm
is now on Prime. In the near future, a grand lottery has newly established in California. But the catch is kill the winner before sundown to legally claim their multi-billion-dollar jackpot.
hmm
I felt like this was like the Purge meets Casino Royale.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
I'm so not shocked about the state they decided to do this in.
hmm
California seems like that would be the place where something like this would happen. It was either going to be there or Florida.
hmm
The humor in the movie started off real shaky. I wasn't really feeling it, didn't like it, but it progressively got better. And overall, I thought it was a decent film. Um, how did you like it?
I liked it. John Cena
Hmm.
and Aquafina are. I didn't even realize that rhyme. John Cena and Aquafina.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah,
they're an unlikely pair, but they really made this work.
they
I like
did.
Aquafina as Katie. It's something about her acting and like her expressiveness, like
Hmm.
it makes it enjoyable. And then of course John Cena's character
Agreed.
Noel. I was really waiting on him to do some evil, shady stuff,
Me
but he
too.
genuinely was trying to help Katie, which was nice. And do you remember
Hmm.
that movie we watched last season? It might have even been for our first episode, Self Reliance, with Anna
Yes, I remember
Kendrick and
that.
it
Hmm.
was. This is reminds me of that, like where they had to stay alive
Yes.
for 30 days and they would win $1 million. That's
Yes.
yeah, that's what I thought of when we were watching that.
Okay, so yes, I remember Self-Reliance. Was it all a joke or was it real? It was like they were filming.
They were
Were,
filming them, but like
was he really having a chance to die for real? That's the part I couldn't remember if it was
yeah,
like
they were
really
like it
like.
was like the black web where the dark web
Oh, okay,
started. Yeah.
okay. So yeah, so they really were taking people's lives. Okay,
hmm
okay, got it. So with this movie, it just made me think: would you have participated? Would you have put that thumbprint on that lottery card?
No, ma'am, because I would have been dead within the first 10 minutes. I would have been dead, like absolutely dead. And I thought it was strange how they kept referring to the general population that was literally trying to murder her as fans. But then at the end, they did turn into fans by
Yes.
cheering her on, even by catching her when she fell. But it's like, I think Wale has a song that says, they love you, they hate you, they love you again. Like, literally, that's how it was. Like, they hated
Yeah.
her, they were after her. Then when she was off the grid, they were like, okay, Katie, like, we see you. And then when she came
Right.
back on the
Like you're
grid,
doing
they're like, all right,
good.
let's kill her again. Yeah, let's kill her again.
Hmm. Yeah, her
So,
roommate was out of control.
oh if she
Roommate
put
was
that much
out of
effort into her
control.
Airbnb, she'd actually be doing something.
Exactly. Um, I can count on my hand how many times I bought a lotto ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I would not put my life on the line.
Right.
But it was crazy how crazy people went over the money.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed very realistic if it were legal. Like I think most people would go
Oh yeah,
crazy
definitely. Very realistic.
if every month when the lottery got picked, I would have to figure out LOA from work because ain't no way you're gonna find me in Baltimore on lottery day. I'm not going to work. You can forget it. You can forget it. But one thing that did confuse me was like, if it's lottery day and you won, why not just stay your ass at home? Like, if you know the drawing's about to happen in
Right.
2 hours, why are you just walking around as if like, oh, I'm probably not gonna win, but I might win,
Mm-hmm.
but I may not. So let me go to the grocery store. Like, I don't know. I didn't understand that. Um, and then I was wondering if you had acting dreams like me, because as we saw with Katie, like she was in Cali clearly pursuing her dreams as
Mm-hmm.
an actress. And did you ever want to be on like Nickelodeon or Disney? And I know that's a crazy question to ask after we just watched Drake Bell and the Nickelodeon documentary, but before we found out what was really going on behind the
Right.
scenes, was that something you were interested in?
Um, well, okay, so first to respond to what you said about staying in the house, I think if
Yes.
I would have wanted, I would have barricaded myself in the house with like a shotgun. But it's almost
Mm-hmm.
like you gotta prep your house, like in the purge,
Yeah.
in the event that out of millions of people, you win this lottery. Because,
Yeah. You need
yeah,
that doomsday bunker.
that to me seems like the safe. Right. Basically have a doomsday bunker for this purpose. Um, And as far as acting goes, I never wanted to act. I feel like I'm shy on camera. Like I don't even like seeing
Mm.
myself in these clips. What about you?
Well, my Hollywood dreams were short lived, but where the scene
Mhm.
where the lady was like, it's 200 online, 400 in person, it
Mhm.
reminded me of when I was a kid. So I don't know if you remember back in the day when like the radio would come on and it would be like, do you want to be on Disney Channel? Well,
Mhm.
we're having auditions this Saturday at 262 Lincoln Park. Like, so I used to listen to that. And I'm like, Mom, please, like, please, can I go? So my goofy ass, my mom takes me, of course. And it was like a small room of other kids with the same damn dreams. And they were like, oh, we need like 4 volunteers. And I raised my hand, girl, I get picked, which is so crazy to me. Out of like the people that were up there, and it was like some other kids that got picked. I did not actually do well on my like on the, what do you call that when you're doing it on the spot?
Mhm.
Like freestyle. It's not what it's called, but you know what I mean? I didn't do good on that. But then like when it came to like running the lines, they had like if you decided to do it, there was lines you had to do. And it was like from like High School Musical or something.
Mhm.
Went in there, killed the lines, okay?
You.
Bodied it. Bodied it 6 feet under, killed it. Um, and long story short, they called saying they loved me and they wanted me to join their school and they were asking for 3 damn bands. When I tell you, my parents were like, girl, you was not going. They're like,
Mhm.
they were like, if this was legit and they really wanted you, they would do it for free because they would think about the money that
Right.
they would make off you. We're not spending
Yeah.
3 bands. So that ended my childhood
Yeah.
dreams.
Because I mean, that's definitely a hustle. Because how you nail the audition and you still got to pay.
Right.
That's
Be for
crazy.
real.
That's
And I
crazy.
know there was a parent that was desperate as hell and wanted their kid to be on TV so bad that
Right.
paid that 3 bands.
You know it. You know it. Just for them
Paid
to
them
be,
3 bands.
hopefully they weren't abused, but the way that these
No, for
documentaries break
real.
down.
To sign them up for childhood trauma.
Right. Right. Well, speaking of other actors, our last one,
Yes.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So actor Rick Dalton gained fame and fortune by starring in a 1950s television western, but is now struggling to find meaningful work in a Hollywood that he doesn't recognize anymore. He spends most of his time drinking and palling around. I don't even know what that word is, y'all.
We can copy and paste. When I tell you I copy and paste the bio, what's the movie about, Google?
Yeah. So it's about these dudes that live in Hollywood. But anyway, so he's riding around with his friend Cliff Booth, his easygoing best friend and longtime stunt double. Rick also happens to live next door to Roman Polanski and Sharon Tate, the filmmaker and budding actress whose features will forever be altered by the Manson family. Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie 86% and IMDb rated it a 7.6 out of 10. In money, how did you feel?
So I love me some Quentin Tarantino. I think one of the best to ever do it. This didn't do it for me at all. Constantly found myself waiting for the plots to align and make sense, and they didn't. It just seemed like random things happening. I had to do a huge Reddit dive because I literally deadass was so confused. I'm like, this movie is damn near a Harry Potter length movie, and I'm not understanding it. I'm still confused to this day.
Mhm.
It's not like The Matrix where I want to be a part of the crowd that gets it. Like, I
Mhm.
don't give a damn. I don't want to get it. If people are like, oh, you didn't get it, that's fine with me. Don't care.
Mhm.
Um, and it just was super long and it wasn't nearly entertaining enough. I had a great cast list. The acting was good. Storyline and plot was just completely a miss for me. How did you
Mhm.
feel about it?
Well, I didn't do a Reddit dive, so this is just going to be my interpretation of the movie,
Okay.
which might not be right.
Well, the
But okay,
Mason family was the main thing. So, and you talked about that in the bio.
so maybe I am on the right track. So for me, I feel like it started with the title "Once Upon a Time" because that's the beginning of every fairy tale fantasy. So
Mm-hmm.
this already is going to tell you like it's a fantasy story, but it's based around like a true life event. Because are you familiar
Mm-hmm.
with the backstory of Sharon Tate?
No.
Okay, so it's the woman being portrayed by Margot Robbie. So she was
Mm-hmm.
actually murdered when she was 8 months pregnant by these cult members. So basically, this
Mm.
whole movie is reimagining what would have went down if the heroes, which were the made-up characters by Quentin Tarantino, Cliff and Rick, had lived next door to the Polanskis. Because they,
Mm.
in
Would have
real
never
life,
happened.
yes, right, in
Because
real
in
life,
real
they
life,
pulled
she
up.
died.
Yeah, they
Like
pulled
people
up
died.
and they were
Yeah.
successful in killing her. The same people that were in those cars. So it really
Mm.
provides like a fairy tale ending for Sharon Tate that she does not get in real life. And as far as like the rest of the movie goes, I kind of just like viewed it as like a get ready with me, come with me, and spend a day with Hollywood, like with three different perspectives. Like that's really all you can kind of describe
Yeah.
it.
Like it was just, I don't know. It was a
Yeah.
mess.
So of course we just have like Rick Dalton's point of view of being a superstar that's like slowly falling off and like
Mm.
depending heavily on his underappreciated stuntman. Then the stuntman's point of view, who is like a little strange, but he's able to save the day by just happening to be in the right place at the right time on multiple occasions. And then Sharon
Mm-hmm.
Tate, like the budding actress who's just getting a taste of her own fame and actually comes face to face with the man that put a hit on her. Because like he came by the house, I don't know if you saw that, when he was like, I'm looking for
No.
Terry. Like,
Mm.
he's like, no, he doesn't live here anymore. Roman Polanski lives here, and that
Yeah.
was, I think that was supposed to be Manson. If I'm not,
Mm.
yeah, if I'm thinking correctly. But I think also it was a theme of like Hollywood is a big town but small. Like the phrase
Yes.
"are done in this town" because Cliff could not get a
Yeah.
job over that
He
rumor that he put
couldn't.
with his wife at all.
Yes.
And then
Over
also the
there
fact,
beating up other actors.
right, it was just doing too much. And
Doing
then
the
the fact
most.
that they kept running into the same girl. Like, you're in Hollywood, California, but you've seen this girl, this hitchhiker hippie girl, 2 times in your car. And
Mm-hmm.
then she catches the ride even from Sharon. So it's like, even though Hollywood is big, it's small. And I think maybe it
Yes.
might have been touching on like the theme of underage girls in Hollywood too, with her like
Okay.
immediately
Those are
getting in
really
the
good
car.
interpretations.
Yeah. Again, this is just coming from me because
Yeah.
as
I
soon
mean,
as she
that
found
all
out,
makes sense.
yeah, as soon as she found out he was in like in that movie, she's like, "So you want me to suck your cocktail?" And he's like, "How old are you?" So that's what I got from it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but like the more I looked into like the way Sharon Tate died, that is crazy. But cult people, I mean, cult members are crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
it really is.
yeah. So I mean, I enjoyed it, I guess, but you would have to
I did
really know the
not.
backstory, yeah, to know.
Yeah.
Because if it's you just think it's a random woman, like it just doesn't make sense. But it
Yeah, it
really
made
was
no
him.
sense to me.
Right, but it's really him, like, trying to put a spin on a horrific event.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. And then I did look up because the scene of her in the theater watching her movie, and, like, it was
Mm-hmm.
feet, and I thought it was feet behind her, but apparently they were her feet, and they said he liked to
Mm.
put feet in his movies, and I didn't realize that either.
Oh, yeah, I never
Yeah.
realized that. But I think that does make sense. I think in one of my favorites by him, somebody like gets shot in the foot. And
Yeah, they
Samuel L.
said he
Jackson, and they're like all in the cold. I forget the name of it, but it's one of
mhm.
my favorites by him.
So but yeah, so that was our pot and pop recommendations for this week. So next
Mm-hmm.
week we are doing season 2 of House of Dragon. Of course, also recommended by Alex because he just recommended it. And Deliverance, which is on Netflix. And
Mm-hmm.
then The Supremes at Earl's All You Can Eat. That's a long title, but that is on Hulu, and I'm excited to watch that. So,
Is that one a series or a movie?
a movie.
Movie, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Yeah.
the one with Taraji?
I don't think she's in this, but it's a
Okay.
lot of other
I think
big
you
name
added something
people.
to our watch list that has like Taraji in it and like it's
Yes.
black.
She's
Okay.
Fight Night. That's a TV show. It's like her,
Okay.
Kevin
Okay.
Hart, and a bunch of people. But yeah, that's a
Yeah, yeah.
series. So yeah, that's
Okay,
coming.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We got a lot of
Okay.
good stuff coming out in
We
September. I don't know
really
what
do,
it is
y'all.
about
Fall
September, but they
and
dropping it.
I think because it's like September is where things start to slow down. Summer's over, so I feel like more people are inside. They're not out and about, and you're like
Mm-hmm.
kind of just not. It's like perfect movie weather, binge weather.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm excited for it to get cold. I'm not an outside girly, anyways. Like my life would probably be exact opposite of that. But like I don't even really be posting. But I've been out and about all summer, and it's like not stopping. But
Mm-hmm.
like I'm really an inside girly. Like I love to be at the crib watching like a movie and having
Mm-hmm.
snacks and Chinese takeout. Like that
And
sounds like a
September's
great
the
night
best
to
month
me.
anyway, so why
Because
not
it's
drop?
the host's birthday, y'all. So on September
Mm-hmm.
16th,
Mm-hmm.
y'all be ready to tell your girl happy birthday. She
Turn
needs
in
all the
30.
scripties to tap in. It's her big one. She's doing
I
her
get
big
it.
one. All right, guys. Till next week. Get caught up.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't caught up on our other episodes, watch them. They're good.
Mm-hmm.
They're just as entertaining. We watched some really good stuff and we have some really
Yes.
good combos. Even the movies that we don't quite enjoy, we do still have really good conversations from them because they just strike up different things in our minds. So
Mm-hmm.
have a great week and weekend, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.